Hey Mugdha, let's just wait
Hi.
for everyone to join in and we can start. I'm so excited
Yes.
for this.
Yes. I have been thinking about मेरी पहली पहली किताब, and it almost sounds like मेरा पहला पहला प्यार, and so I'm
So
just
that
wondering. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just wondering if I am nostalgic about my पहला पहला प्यार and पहली पहली किताब in the same way, or I discovered my real प्यार only later when I started reading more stuff.
so in fact I got the idea for this title
Hmm.
from Mera Pehla Pehla Pyar.
Ah,
I don't know if you remember. I think 2007-8 mein I'm a huge Bollywood buff, and I think there was this movie which came out which was titled MP3 Mera Pehla Pehla Pyar.
yes,
And
absolutely.
yeah, so I was a teenager back then. I think everyone was just swooning on that song, and I think from on that's just become a thing. And I think books also, like your Mera Pehla Pehla Pyar and your Meri Pehli Pehli Kitab, I think there's nostalgic in the same way. Sometimes not.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but I think most people have like a great experience with their first book.
yeah.
Very rarely do they have a bad one, which is oddly, I don't know. I think the mix is slightly different for Mera Pehla Pehla Pyar. It's 50-50 split, I guess. But yeah, I think you have the same nostalgic feelings.
Exactly.
And I was thinking about this a couple of days back. I mean, not about books, but about romance, and I think it can correlate back to books about how your
Mhm,
very first love is someone who holds like some a special place in your heart for a really long time. And I think the same
mhm.
thing goes for books as well. That
Yeah,
regardless of what the book is or when you've heard it or read it, I think and how mediocre or whatever it is the book is, I think you'll always find it has a special place in your heart. So
that's
yeah,
true.
I think we'll just wait for a couple of more minutes to have people join in,
Sure,
and then we
sure.
can start this session. I've actually told people to join in. There are a few of my friends who might join. Uh,
Lovely.
and yeah, there were a lot of people who were excited on Instagram to talk about their the very first book that they've read, and in
Hmm.
fact they went back and checked out the previous open mics to see how people are doing about it. People are quite nervous, and I told them it's a really chill platform. आ जाओ कोई
Yeah,
ऐसे
that's
कोई और
true.
फॉर्मेलिटी नहीं है आराम से आओ let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking about when I was thinking about my मेरी पहली किताब. I think I sort of remember what was my पहली किताब, but I was just thinking that I can actually remember the genres.
Hmm.
You know कि मेरी पहली रोमांटिक किताब कौन सी थी, और मेरी
Huh.
पहली एनिड ब्लाइटन कौन सी थी, और मेरी
Oh.
पहली मिल्सन बून कौन सी थी. And I was trying to remember, and vaguely enough, I am able to recall, that who was my first sort of classics writer, and when at what age did I read Tom Sawyer, and so it's incredible
Hmm.
how just one phrase, "मेरी पहली पहली किताब,"
Hmm.
uh, stirs so many emotions,
Right.
and yeah, takes you into a world where you're thinking कि मैंने कौन सी किताब उस दौरान पढ़ी थी, या उस टाइम पे मुझे कौन सी किताब ने बड़ा हेल्प किया था, you
Hmm.
know. So
Right.
yeah, a great subject, huh? Great topic, Siddharth.
No, and so I'll tell you why, because I have a very not a unique but like a definitely an interesting story, and it's so the thing is, as far as I remember, I have a very difficult time remembering what my first book was, because I think
Mhm.
I used to get lost in the stories a lot. So I remember like reading these tiny abridged versions in school when I was younger, but the very first book that I remember reading was a very different experience altogether. So for me, um it's not just nostalgia, but what the book made me feel and
Mm.
realize. And I think what drew me into the world of reading, which made me pick up this topic. So I'll just quickly post something in the comment section, and then we can start this off.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, everybody, Siddharth is hosting this absolutely incredible open mic today on your first book ever. So please do join in and write in, and tell us what your favorite book was, and I'm very keen to actually speak to some of the people who are here, and I'm assuming that you're the ones who are here in their Siddharth is in his 20s. So I also want to know from the 20s and the 30s, कि उन्होंने सबसे पहले क्या पढ़ी थी, क्योंकि I feel like a veteran now, but that's the thing about books. You always start with an Enid Blyton. Did you read an Enid Blyton?
डेफिनिटली आई थिंक अभी भी कोई बुक्स पढ़ना शुरू करेगा they'll probably end up reading Enid Blyton because I think that's the magic of Enid Blyton that the work is so accessible and so easily appeals to a child's
Right.
fantasy in terms of
Hmm.
how ideal the world is or how I remember I think my I forgot which one was my first Enid Blyton but it was the Secret Seven and what happens is their clubhouse is basically being redone which is like the shed outside one of the members' house. And so they try and have secret meetings in this really fancy abandoned house right next door, right? And
Yes.
right, and just develop this mystery around it that oh, there's some person living inside it who's probably a criminal, and the entire book just revolves around solving it. And I can probably like imagine, like I remember as a kid being really fascinated and trying to figure out those houses around my house as well, where I could have,
Seriously.
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the thing about the thing about Secret Seven and thing about Enid Blyton, and Shashank is here, and the interesting thing about one of the things that Shashank and I share about. Other than backstage, of course, is the fact that we in our younger days. I mean, I know him since a very long time, and in my younger days, we lived in these very little towns. Our
right,
parents were working for a government company. They were working for NTPC back then, and we used to be in these coal towns, and they were townships. They were
right,
really, really, and all the kids would hang out in bunches,
right.
and we had our ghettos. We all
Hmm.
had a little small thing happening where there would be a Secret Seven or Famous Five kind of badge and a club membership or something like that. And
That's so cool.
it's amazing how those stories sort of influence your childhood, and there's something very nostalgic and romantic about it.
Right. And I'm so like jealous of the fact that you had all of this. So I mean, not particularly jealous because I had a really fun childhood as well. But I always long to do these kind of things, like have a Secret Seven kind of club or a group hanging out. I grew up in Bombay, so all of my time was spent at school, and we didn't have like townships or something. So most of it was just like playing around in buildings, which was fun, but not Enid Blyton fun. But you know what? I'll actually kick this off, and I'll just point out to what was the Meri Pehli Pehli Kitab that I remember reading, and it has a very special story attached to it because it was the first book I remember my mom gifting me. Like before that, it was just books that were lying around at home, or like if she picked up some, we bought at an exhibition, never as a gift. It was my I think 8th or 9th birthday, and my mother gifted me the Kite Runner. Now here's the weird story behind it that I think my mother is a voracious reader in the Hindi language, but she doesn't read a lot of English. And I think she'd heard that the Kite Runner is a really nice book which has come out. It's supposed to be really good, and it had a child's photograph on the cover. So my
Oh
mom didn't
boy, that's
really think
intense.
any.
So now
Yeah,
I'm sort of thinking you got Kite Runner. Oh gosh. All right.
yeah. So I don't think she thought beyond, oh, acha, cute sa bacha on the cover. And, it says the Kite Runner. What could the story even be about? And people are raving about how good a book it is. So she bought a 10, 8, 9 year old a copy of the Kite Runner. And I remember I was born by the end of the book. And that's the power of, I think, memories and the nostalgia that a book can drive in you. That I'm 26 now, and I can still pick up that book, and I'll still be bawling just as much as I was bawling back then. It's I know, and I think it's one of my favorite books of all time. Also, largely because something that I acknowledge is that it is subjectively one of the best books I've read. I think I've read better written books after The Kite Runner for sure. But I think it holds a special place because of when I read it, what it made me feel. And beyond everything else, I think books, and for that matter, I can extend this to art forms as well. They have a very strange way of impacting you supremely deeply. I think a lot of the things that I do today come from, the books that I've read as a child or as a teenager. And that's really why I got really interested in this topic. That I think I wanted to hear how people's first books shaped them as people and have influenced their thinking. So here's what we'll do, Mugdha. We'll have
Hmm.
you tell us your story about your Pehli Pehli Kitab apart from Enid Blyton. And then
Yes.
we have Nimisha who wants to talk. So I'll just put her on the speaker board. But
Yes.
Nimisha, you can be on mute till Mugdha is done talking, and then you can join us, and then we can have more people join in. So there you go.
You've already sort of stolen the show by talking about this absolutely epic story जिसको कोई match नहीं कर सकता है. I mean, I can never imagine a 10 or 11-year-old child reading The Kite Runner and having, I also saw The Kite Runner as the theatrical production, and it's an incredible book, and it's also one of my most favorite, and the kind of book that makes you weep, and and you get impacted at a very deep level. So yeah, Kite Runner is always fun. But since we are talking about Meri Pehli Pehli Kitab, I actually read this very cute compilation of Russian stories. So
Oh,
my
okay.
father had gotten me, and he had gotten me the Hindi version. So
Okay.
it was like Ruski Lok Kathaएं, you know.
Acha.
And I don't know, for some reason I remember the Ruski Lok Kathaएं. Uh, I and a part of me is still hunting for a copy of that book, and it's
Right.
almost like as serendipity, one day I will find it, as was in the movie, like a glove somewhere, or
Right.
so I really hope I do find it. But I think it took me to a magical world. It took me to a world where I could have imagined a world like Harry Potter's, and it was so many years ago, and I don't know, for some reason that book has such an impact on me. It spoke about flying horses, and it spoke about the little girls who were ballerinas, and who would wear their tutu dresses, and it was in Hindi. So
Right.
it was incredible how um, something actually crossed across languages, cut across languages, and had such a huge impact on me. So it was fun, and so I do remember my first book as that Ruski Lok Kathaएं. That was my first Hindi one, and the book
I
that I
think
very fondly
we'll.
remember is in English is Little Women.
Yes.
So
Ah.
उससे
Right.
पहले उससे पहले और उससे बाद की किताबें जो हैं वो मुझे एज़ टाइटल्स याद हैं कि
Right.
हाँ, मैंने एनिट ब्लाइटन पढ़ी थी, सीक्रेट सेवन पढ़ी थी, फेमस फाइव पढ़ी, मेलोडी टावर्स पढ़ी, क्लेयर टाउन पढ़ी,
Right.
and there was a time I was influenced in such a way that I wanted my parents to put me in a hostel because I had read Melody
Oh.
Towers. And for those who don't know what Melody Towers is, it is it's a series of novels uh, on girls in a is it a British? Yeah, I think it was a British hostel life.
Right.
And you know how they would play pranks on their teachers, and then Nancy Drew. But yes, Little Women, and
Right.
Little Women also was very romantic for me. I mean, all the three characters, all the girls, the bonding, that one boy, the longing, the death.
Right.
So I think it was the first time I had read a very nuanced piece of writing, which
Right.
actually made me think a little more like a grown up.
Right.
And perhaps that was the reason why I would say that I would reckon those were my pehli pehli books. Over to you.
That's such a cute story, because I think so many of us have had these times where we've done something, like we've read a book as a child and done something really, because I remember I read Harry Potter for the first time, and I was what, I don't remember how, I was 7 or 8. I don't know why I was doing this at that age, but somehow my mother was sleeping, and I had this weird idea that I can probably make a scar on my forehead to be as to be Harry Potter, and my mother woke up to a very odd side of me like having scissors in my hand, and I've drawn like this scar on my forehead, and I'm bleeding, and she's screaming, "What is happening? Why is my kid doing this?" So that I mean, it's not cute in retrospect, but I find it really hilarious that I did it. But yeah, okay. So I'm not going to take more time. We have Nimisha here, and everyone else who wants to tune in and join with your stories, just raise your hands. We'll add you to the speaker board. Arpita, you had something to say about Mallory Task, so I think you can go next after Nimisha. But Nimisha, over to you. Um, Nimisha.
Hello, can you
Yeah,
hear
hi.
me?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
audible now.
Yeah. So, hello, I am Namisha. I am from Lucknow. So, पहली पहली किताब तो मुझे याद नहीं है, बट लाइक मैंने पहली किताब पढ़ी होगी जब मैं 7 साल की थी या 6 साल की। मेरी मम्मा मेरे लिए बुक्स लेकर के आती थी। शी बॉट मी दिस स्मॉल स्मॉल बुक्स ऑफ लाइक घोस्ट स्टोरीज एंड लिटिल घोस्ट्स एंड बेसिकली आई रेड एनिट ब्लाइटन फर्स्ट तो मेरी वही थी. But the one that I remember and enjoyed reading, and my favorite, all-time favorite and childhood favorite, was Nancy Drew by Carolyn Keene. I have the biggest book collection of hers only. I have like 30-40 books of Nancy Drew at my place. I loved reading that. And that is what I like, describe my childhood as. And like, I still love reading detective books and stuff like that. And I really love reading बहुत ज़्यादा. अब तो मैं हिंदी में भी पढ़ती हूँ किताबें. मैंने खुद की भी किताब लिखी है अभी, पोएट्री बुक एक.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
insane. That's really good.
yeah. So I wrote a poetry book on mental health issues, and it's called Big Little Anxious Girl. So yeah, I really love
Mhm.
literature. I love reading and I love writing about it. So yeah, books were like my escape from reality. Like मतलब अभी तो मेरा रीडिंग हैबिट लाइक काफी कम हो गया है, बट पहले इट वाज लाइक आई यूज्ड टू रीड वन बुक अ डे. एक कोने में बस अपने कमरे के में बैठ जाती थी एंड आई यूज्ड टू लाइक रीड बुक्स इन साइलेंस एंड आई वाज लाइक या प्लीज डोंट डिस्टर्ब मी, आई एम रीडिंग. एंड आई यूज्ड टू हेट इट व्हेन पीपल इरिटेटेड मी कि तुम बस बुक ही पढ़ते रहती हो एक कोने में बैठ के. दैट इज नॉट नाइस. लाइक इंटरेक्ट विद पीपल व्हाइल यू नॉट टॉकिंग. And whenever I used to travel anywhere, if it's a family function or somewhere, always carried a book with myself. And हमेशा मेरे बैग में एक बुक या दो novels पड़े ही रहती थी. So yeah, that's
That's
my
quite cool, वैसे Nimisha, that I mean, I somehow miss that time where we would carry something in our uh, bags. I mean, I get nostalgic about my aeroplane read, my train read, and
yeah.
now I kind of miss that. That there's never a book. I mean, now I carry a library in my bag, which is on a Kindle, but I miss that smell of buying a new book and
Exactly.
devouring it completely during the travel. कि इस
Yes.
travel पे इस trip पे तो मैं ये पूरी किताब पढ़ लूंगी, that kind of a
हाँ,
thing.
ट्रेन
पता है मैं
ट्रैवल
अभी
जो
भी ये थोड़ा
लंबे-लंबे
बहुत
होते थे, उसमें तो हमेशा बुक रहती थी. 1 बुक नहीं 2 बुक हमेशा जाती है मेरे साथ.
मुझे तो पता है मेरा मेरा अब ये हो गया लाइक आई काइंड ऑफ रियली गेट व्हाट मुग्धा इज सेइंग बट समथिंग दैट आई डिड like I've been doing for the past like 7-8 years now is so when you're traveling you really need to like travel light obviously after a point of time you can't carry a lot of books but I make it a point कि मैं एक या दो किताब तो रखता हूँ जो वो मैं ट्रिप पे ही खत्म करूंगा कि मेरे को Kindle हो साथ में for like emergency reading purposes if you run out of reading material बट एक या दो किताब हमेशा होनी चाहिए एंड निमिषा इट्स सो लाइक यू नो द जो तुम्हें बोला था कि कोने में बैठ के बुक्स पढ़ते हो आई थिंक
हाँ.
ऑलमोस्ट एवरी बिब्लियोफाइल हैज or
Yes,
throughout their lives received this
yes.
comment at least once by some family member. I think it's a
हाँ.
badge of honor to carry
Yeah, exactly. I
कि मुझे
miss
भी वो
that. I miss my
yeah,
reading habit.
हाँ
I have a plethora of 100 books and I feel so sad I'm not able to read them. कि टाइम नहीं है, कभी ये लग गया, कभी वो लग गया, मेरे को बुक्स पढ़ना है. I miss that. And Kindle, पता है मेरे पास Kindle है, बट वो
हम्म
रखी हुई है. मैं उसको कभी ऑन ही नहीं करती. I like having books in my hand. I love that, smell of a new book, smell of old books, and like reading them, skimming through pages. I like that. So Kindle में feel ही नहीं आता, लगता ही नहीं कि हमने कोई book पढ़ी भी है.
I think all of these are like classic bibliophiles के traits कि ये सब
हाँ,
एक checklist
हाँ, हाँ,
बनानी चाहिए. But
exactly.
before we move on to anything else, we have Arpita
Yeah.
who wanted to talk. Arpita,
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
yeah, you are.
Okay, yeah. I completely agree with Mugdha. Like, no one can top the fact that you started with the Kite Runner, and I am with everyone. I mean, the usual diet of Enid Blyton, and being a Bengali, you have to read some Satyajit Ray, and you have to read Sukumar Ray, and you have to read Sanjeev Chattopadhyay. So I grew up on like a wholesome diet of all of this, and somehow, quite unfortunately, I now only read English, and I'm not able to read Bengali as comfortably as I can read English. But I cannot really pin down the first book I read, like as in the first, this is the exact first book I read. But in terms of what it, and this is what I feel about it, and I can be happy to be proven wrong, but I feel that when you do read, and you read as a child, and you grow up with books along with everything else that's going on in this world, you sort of become a more empathetic human being. Like, you're more open to things that probably would be shot down by others. um yeah, I mean, that's what I feel is the difference. Might not be true, but I just really feel that readers have a lot more empathy because we are used to putting ourselves in completely other people's shoes, and laughing and crying with them. And I'm with completely with the you know I enjoy physical books more than I enjoy Kindle. And I'm with you, Siddharth, that Kindle is there absolutely for emergency reading purposes. I like that phrase. I'm going to use that. Yes. What happens if you run out of the 3 books that you have? So yes.
That's a dream. For me, that's a dream. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि मैं साल में 3 पूरी किताबें पढ़ लूं. It's become like that now because I
I
I could
swear.
Absolutely same.
I read a lot. I read a lot, but and of late it has become so about deep learning, the
Right.
work you're doing, etc.
Yeah.
And so unless a book really holds your attention for the first 20 pages, I can't move on. Like, I can't. I sort of I'm ruthless that way with something that is not holding my attention for I think there needs to be I think they say there are intellectual snobs. I think I'm a book snob like that.
I think you've earned it, Mugdha. I think you've earned it. Make them work hard for it. Give it to me in the first 20 pages.
but guys, so that's something that I still think about. Okay, and I completely agree. I think सब बड़े होके ना book snobs बनते जाते हैं. Like, you're obviously, and it
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
very logical
Absolutely.
thing to it that you start having lesser
Hmm.
time, you want to read more that's associated with it. But I think that's what makes your earlier books a lot more special, because they're
Yes.
Correct.
pure discoveries. You really don't know what you're getting into when you're like starting to read these books. You just start and you're just totally lost in it. Like, now we've reached that stage where all of us get like book reviews, and we're hearing from people, and we're keeping up with the booker list and everything, and every book just comes with, obviously it's not ruined for you, because obviously it can never be unless it's like mystery and you're given spoilers, but then it carries its own baggage. But when reading, say, I don't know, when you read Harry Potter for the first time, you don't really know anything, maybe apart from the fact that there's this boy who does magic, or maybe when you're reading Secret Seven, you're just reading about some kids who are having fun, and you're just drawn in. And I think that uh I know that memory, I guess, is really powerful for every one of us, which really drives us. Because I remember, when Nimisha was talking about reading on train journeys, I used to go to Kanpur a lot. That's my native town. And whenever I would go by train, I would end up buying. अब ये होता था कि बॉम्बे में at your local station you can't find Chacha Chaudhry's and everything. But जब तुम intercity travel करते हो, तो you'll find Chacha Chaudhary, Billu, and all of these things. And I so vividly remember those comic strips and like those entire comic books, because was so
Same,
eager about
same,
them, and when I
same.
first found them,
Long
right?
Train
You make
Journeys had so many
Pinky.
comic books like Pinky and Tinkle and
Exactly. I was just about to say,
Nagraj,
you make
who
Pinky.
yeah,
Yeah, Tinkle
Tinkle.
to pata है bomb. You would find in like cities and everything. Tinkle and everything would come. You could buy like reasonably in cities or get them on subscription.
Yeah.
Chacha Chaudhary ये सब तो कहीं मिलते ही नहीं थे, and that like
Yeah,
was
my
such a
favorite
thing for
thing
me in
about railway
childhood.
stations was the bookstore that has these books. Me and my brother both, and my mother as well, we are all readers here. And we used to just find कि वो bookstore कहाँ है, एक magazine या एक book ले लेते हैं, फिर चढ़ेंगे train में. Yeah, that is
वो
that is
व्हीलर के
really-
स्टॉल्स होते थे यार मेरे को
हाँ,
याद है वो व्हीलर के स्टॉल्स होते थे उन पे
wheeler के
मिलती थी अब
stalls,
तो
yes.
वो भी कम हो गए
अब तो बहुत
but
कम
yeah and even what Mugdha said about like the first 20 pages I thought don't even reach there. I think I've reached developed this place where I will read a book unless like I'm interested in it or someone has really recommended it. वो first 20
Exactly.
pages तक भी मैंने नहीं पहुंच पाता कि
Exactly.
because
मैं 10 पेजेस पढ़ लूं फिर लगता है नहीं पढ़ा जा रहा है रख दो इसे बहुत
but
बहुत
but
irritating
just
होता है.
coming a bit back to the topic we were talking about, I think like I really wanted to ask people this. So I personally have felt this very distinctively in terms of how I am as a person, and I know a couple of you spoke. I think Arpita particularly spoke about how readers become a lot more empathetic because you are used to placing yourself in someone else's shoe right from the word go. But then have any of you experienced that a particular book or a particular character that you read or like the first few books that you remember reading have shaped your personality or the way you perceive certain things and like very
I
noticeably
wanted to
so? Is it
add कि
an experience?
readers as a person do become very empathetic. Also, they're like much more intelligent and evolved as a human being. I really think that because they know they have read so much, they have that wisdom and knowledge कि उन्हें पता है कहाँ पे क्या बोलना है, क्या नहीं बोलना है, कितना बोलना है, किससे बात करने की जरूरत है, किससे बहस करने की जरूरत है या नहीं है. So I really like that part, and I really like those people who read because they are people with
Yeah.
brains.
I think all Bibliophiles will take that as a compliment. But what about you, Arpita? Do you have something to chime in about this?
Yeah, I don't know exactly whether it really defines you as a person, but I think if you do read and you grow up reading a lot, what it does is you sort of, and this is true for me, you sort of get an acceptance, like these stories and these authors who you're reading, they sort of accept you for who you are. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's because conversations otherwise when we're not reading is this never ending quest of making yourself understood. But when it comes to books and you're having a dialogue with this completely unknown person who's telling you a story, uh, both of you sort of just exist and peacefully coexist. You may not like a book, you may come out of the book completely hating it after 15 pages in case of Mugdha. But in that time and space, the reader and the author sorts of we sort of let each other be. And I don't know whether my point I'm being able to put my point through, but I feel it teaches you tolerance, and that is always a good thing in a person, right? You're open, you are ready to listen to somebody. If I and we all know the story of me reading A Suitable Boy and getting through it, so it teaches you patience. You're more open and you're empathetic. So I think, yeah, it. I don't know. This is not something exclusive to readers. Of course, we have great human beings in people who have chosen not to pick up a single book after their academic part of their lives are over. But um, I think we practice that a lot. So
Hmm. So another thing that I really wanted to ask you guys is now that we spoken about the good stuff, do you remember what was the first book you did not like? I mean, in terms of like, oh, you had to shut the book because you were too bored or too annoyed by the book. So I particularly remember I think I was a teenager when and everyone had started reading the Twilight series. And I think I read the first two or the first three, I don't remember, but I definitely didn't read the entire series. And I was, forcing myself to go through. And there was this one breaking point where I just cracked, when I just, for a second, I just stepped back and I just thought about what I was reading. And it really bothered me that I was reading something where like there's a 103-year-old person who's sneaking into a 16-year-old's room looking at her when she sleeps, and the girl finds it romantic instead of creepy. That just blew my head. So I was like, okay, I can't read this book anymore. And that's literally the first book that I stopped reading midway. I was like, I cannot complete this. Otherwise, I have this weird thing that I have to complete anything that I start. So whether it's TV shows or books or movies, puri dekh leta hu. But that was the first one which I remember that I couldn't complete. So do you remember any particular book that you guys read, or any author that you read and you just like, okay, no more?
I have some, but I wanted to add to Arpita what she was saying. I wanted to say, what the fuck was I saying? Wait, I forgot. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's
No.
okay. Okay,
Wait,
fine.
I remember.
Okay,
It
while you
happens,
gather
I
your
just
thoughts,
lost my
Nimisha.
train of thought. Oh my god. Yes, I was saying कि वो बोल रही है ना जैसे बुक्स में जो ऑथर्स होते हैं दे डोंट जज अस बिकॉज वो कहते हैं ना बुक्स आर आर लाइक बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स कोई नहीं होता तो हमारे पास किताब रहती है तो हमें अकेला सा नहीं लगता सो दैट इज अ वेरी नाइस फीलिंग एंड वो जो सुकून मिलता है दैट इज व्हाट आई मिस नाउ and about like a bad book or something, so there are like a few Indian authors that I read. Should I name them? Is it fine if I name them?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
We already know.
Okay. So,
Chalo, be my guest.
first of all, Durjoy Datta, I read a couple of his books, and then when I started reading the third or fourth, I'm like, oh, why is he writing just one story with different titles? So I'm like, no, please. So I literally bought all of his books, like literally 12 to 13 books of that he had written. And I read
wow.
barely, I read 3 books, and I'm like, I literally threw away that. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna give it away to somebody who actually likes it, but I'm not gonna read it. Second, there is this writer, he's called Sudeep Nagarkar. I read one book of his, and then the second I started with a page, and I'm like, what is this? Isme grammar bhi galat hai. I'm not gonna read this, please. So I just removed the entire stash. उसकी भी मैंने 6 किताबें ले ली थी. So I'm gonna नहीं ये नहीं पढ़ सकते. Then of course the infamous Chetan Bhagat. I'm like, what, why? Yes, so उनकी भी मैंने किताबें ले ली थी. 2-3 पढ़ी. I'm like, नहीं, nope. This is not working. Please get out. So I am just like removing all of those books from my shelves forever. My other books will feel bad.
Nimisha, the one thing is that that totally comes out is that you're a hoarder.
I am. Yes, I am.
And
yaar, matlab you bought 13 of Durjoy Datta's books together.
Yeah, I do that.
I cannot imagine buying 13 books एक साथ. एक तो जब बचपन में करता था तब तो पेरेंट्स ही नहीं लेने देते थे, और अब just I can't unless it's a sale, तभी मेरी 10 पे थोड़ा लिमिट हो जाती है.
नहीं, सेल
I can't
होती है.
imagine
सेल होती
buying
है तब
13
तो
books
फिर
of like anyone.
no, I have done. मेरे पेरेंट्स का ना that is the sweetest thing of my dad and my mom. उन्होंने बचपन से हमें ये कहा है कि बाकी सबका खर्चे का नहीं मालूम, पर किताबों पे खर्चा तो ठीक है, उसको हम खर्चा मानते ही नहीं है. If you are reading, it's very good. Buy however many books you want. So when I was like little, and I used to go and buy these Nancy Drew की books जो hardcover book आती थी, तो one book was like 250 rupees. And if it was my birthday or something, I used to buy 4 or 5 books at a time. Like 1000 से ज़्यादा हो जाता था. And I was like, पापा मारेंगे. Oh my god, इतनी सारी मैंने ले ली, इतना खर्चा करवा रही हूँ मैं. And he's like, नहीं बेटा, आप पढ़ रहे हो, बहुत अच्छी बात है. बहुत लोग तो पढ़ते भी नहीं हैं, आप बिल्कुल पढ़ो. And he used to buy me those books, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's such a sweet story.
Yeah, that is really nice. And till today, like, I have so many books. Many of them are very, very much like left unread. But yeah, he never says no to books, neither to me nor to my brother or my mother. We all read so much. So yeah, he never says no to them.
Right. And actually, Nimisha, pata hai, so when you were talking about these authors, I think I've had that experience as well. But something that I've realized over the past couple of years is that so like there is it's actually a very good thing that these authors exist and they have an excellent market for themselves, because I think something that they've brilliantly done, which I think started with Anuja Chauhan and Chetan Bhagat. Anuja more than anyone else, when she started writing in her own, like I think she was inspired from your Vikram Seth and kind of took forward that Indianization of the language and
Yeah.
writing style. And then Chetan Bhagat came on with a more narrative focused style of telling stories
Yeah.
rather than focusing on the language. I think what it has done, it has opened up the world of reading a lot to for a lot of people. So for like a lot of people, like, so all of us very clearly come from a very privileged background where we had the ability to read English books very comprehensively at a earlier age in our life. For a lot of people, that activity wasn't a thing. And as much as I would, used to love hating on these authors, it's not that I would read them now, but do see their value where they're adding to the ecosystem, in the sense that they are enabling hundreds of readers or thousands of readers every day to kind of gain
Yeah.
access to like a higher form of reading, or like better literature, if I can put it that way.
Uh,
And
now,
hey, is it just me, or is your
You know,
voice breaking up?
Nimisha is
No,
breaking.
no,
So
no.
it needs
It's
to
yeah.
be around your router.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I think. But I completely agree with you, Siddharth, when you
Hmm.
say that the metro reads, or
Hmm.
as they're called, the new age metro authors,
Hmm.
what they have done is introduced reading to a lot of people who were
yeah,
not
they
picking
have
books.
like
Hmm.
उन्होंने
And
पूरा
all
ऐसा
those
market
people,
open कर दिया.
exactly, what they
Hmm.
have done is they have come and they have told, and people pick up their books and say, ये मेरी भाषा में लिखता है, which is
Hmm.
ये
हाँ.
बहुत अच्छी simple English में लिखता है,
Right.
that kind of a thing. And so yeah, but I have an interesting story.
Hmm.
Which is a little funny, which was I was always interested in people's libraries.
Okay.
That, and people's books tell you a lot
Right.
about them, and and that interest sort of did not come from the fact that I was loving books and I would want to know people more from their collection. It was once my mom, so my mom's a doctor, and she did her MD after I was born. And for 2 years when she was doing her MD, I was young, and I have lived a lot with my nanny and her sister. So my both elder nannies, and they were very, very, very spunky women for the time that they had come in. And I always used to see them. So this must be when I was like 3, 4, 5,
Hmm.
and I always saw my nannies read books.
Right.
And they were like really choti patli books that they would read, and I would be very, very intrigued by them, and they would read those books, and they had a huge library. And they used to live in Lucknow, so there was a in Lucknow, in Hazratganj, there is a library जहाँ आप किताबें जो हैं वो आप दे सकते हैं लाइब्रेरी के जैसे, तो आप 2 दिन पढ़ के और फिर तीसरे दिन आ जाएं. And it used to be a walk for them कि वो जाते थे, फिर वो किताब बदल के आती थी और
Right.
पढ़ती थी. And I grew up seeing all that. It was much later in life that I realized that my nannies were binging on Mills and Boons. They only had Mills and Boons, The entire library had
That's
Mills and Boons.
wow.
And yeah,
I know I laugh, but now I'm thinking of it. Wow, that's such a wow. That would have been quite a revelation for you, na?
exactly. And this is my nanny would have been what, 90 now, had she been in the world. But so just imagine, उस time पे वो लोग Mills and Boon पढ़ती थी, और उसके बाद फिर obviously and my mom's a doctor, and so is her first cousin who's a doctor, but they all loved Mills and Boon. So they're all their पहली किताब्स, because they were reading such heavy academic books all the time, कि
Hmm.
उनको अगर ब्रेक चाहिए होता था तो उनके पास में जो सबसे फास्ट रीड होती थी वो होती थी मिल्स एंड बून. So it is actually a generation now which has grown up on Mills and Boon, right from my nanny to my mom to me, and and my cousins and my masis all around, because everybody sort of, so मेरे को लगता है कि उन सभी की सबसे enjoyed पहली किताब would have been that, as an adult, of course.
Yeah, well, I just find it very cute that they're reading Mills and Boons at this age, and this makes me very happy as a romantic person that log har age pe romance is alive and people are enjoying those books. But exactly my point. I think I remember in law school I had this phase where I just stopped reading non-fiction because I was reading so much of academic stuff for college that I just could not bring myself to read any non-fiction. Like it's just something I don't know. I think it was just overdosing in that sense. But before the four of us have hijacked this conversation, is there anyone else who wants to chime in with their pehli pehli kitab and tell us about the first book they read or the first book they remember reading? Okay, guys, if you want to speak up, you can just type on the chat. We'll add you as a speaker, or you can raise your hand through the request, and we can have you speak. Uh, and in the meantime, I'll actually tell you guys about one of the other first books that I remember reading was I had this very weird experience with Harry Potter, where I think I started reading Harry Potter from the fourth book. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was the first book that I picked up. I just walked into a
No.
yeah, I walked into a neighbor's
Sympathies, sympathies.
yeah, yeah. I walked into a neighbor's house and I picked it up and I read like I think the first chapter. Lord Voldemort's he exists in that weird form and Wormtail murders the gardener, right? And I remember like okay, and I knew by that point of time I remember Harry Potter was a thing. Like at least people, kids talking about it. And I think the first movie was already out. First or second movie was out, and it was a thing. And I was like, okay, maybe I should start reading it. और मेरे को दिखी थी, and मैं वो चैप्टर पढ़ के बड़ा कंफ्यूज हो गया कि भाई लोग को ये पसंद आ रहा है, ये बच्चे क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, इसमें तो खून खराबा चल रहा है, like I was at that point a very happy kid कि अच्छा ये सब कौन पढ़ता है. I was reading Secret Seven and stuff. We're just solving mysteries and stuff. So yeah, that was I for a while was like I think for a month or 2 months I was just like okay I will not read Harry Potter. ये सब नहीं पढ़ना मेरे को. And then I think just one of my friends had told me that I think you picked up the wrong book because she was a very voracious reader as well, and she had like read all the ones that were out till then. So yeah, that was my the weirdest experience with Harry Potter. Thankfully, I got to correct it very soon in life. Not beyond, no damage done beyond the first chapter. Abhishek Kumar. Uh, Abhishek, would you want to join the speaker board? You can ask the question on with the conversation. I'll just add you. Second.
Yeah, I see a lot of friends and regulars here. Anybody who wants to talk about what was their first book, please join in. We'll have something new to look at, and also
Yeah.
to find out what were actually the picture, what were actually the books that people sort of saw, yeah, and read.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, Anu. Okay. So, Abhishek, you asked a question. Could you just ask it again so that we can hear it?
Yes. What is happening is that by the suggestion of some of my friends, I have just purchased one novel, Intelligent Investor.
Mm-hmm.
When I was going through all the startups and everything, but when I study, I I do not get the terms for that. Then anyone has suggested me just start from Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So
Nice.
for a layman person like me,
Nice.
how to know that which book to select first and then just go according to.
Okay.
I think it's a very good question, Abhishek. And Siddharth is a bibliographer. I think he can answer that very well because I always got confused with recommendations. And then I always got confused with those Booker Prize lists, etc. कि मैं उठा तो लेती हूँ उनके recommendations से कि फिर मुझे पसंद नहीं आई. So I think that's a very good question, Abhishek.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer though.
Yeah, and it's actually a very difficult question to answer. But here are the first few things that I would like really want to tell you off the chart is that the first thing is when it comes to picking non-fiction, I never take like a friend's advice at face value. You know, if they tell me that there was a non-fiction that they really enjoyed, I go back, I look it up, and because you spoke about the Intelligent Investor is why I'm talking about it. I make so the Intelligent Investor, if for people who are not aware of what the book is, it's supposedly the Bible of investing. If you invest in the stock markets, it comes highly recommended by Warren Buffett. It was written by the person who taught Warren Buffett everything about investing. So for me, that becomes the first major recommendation that comes in, that someone, particularly for non-fiction, when it is that someone who's an expert in the field or someone widely respected, and that person recommends a book from his or her field, that becomes a very important factor for me in picking up a non-fiction. Secondly, when it comes to picking up your first particular read, I think we have a very major advantage when we, in the world we live in, we have access to the internet, right? It enables us to. So, what I always end up doing when I pick up a non-fiction is that I just research or read like a very basic Wikipedia entry or like, something or the other, which just acclimatizes me with the terms that are being used that probably are, popular in that area. And now coming to the actual question, how do you pick up of your first book, right? I think it boils down to why you want to get into reading in the first place. So for a lot of people, reading isn't inherently an enjoyable activity. It is something that they're getting into for the purpose of, say, I know, developing their language skills or just getting into the habit of reading, or some people do it for knowledge acquisition. Each of these things are actually very different and guide you to different books, right? So if it is about picking up the habit of reading, then we divert back to something we were talking about earlier, that when it comes to authors who are deemed to be simple writers, someone like a Chetan Bhagat or Durjoy or Anuja Chauhan, who write in a much simpler language, which is easier for people to understand, and thus makes those books easier to read. Those would the book be the kind of books that you'd go for. So you tend to gravitate towards those books. If it is about improving your language skills, you can probably pick up more literary books in that sense, right? Books which are supposedly better written or acknowledged with good literature. And obviously, non-fiction, I've already, like knowledge acquisition, I've already kind of covered. And when it, Mugda, your question was very difficult to answer because I have the same habit that when it comes to JCB prizes or Booker Prize and, Pulitzer and everything. So what I do predominantly is I never read the long list because I think just end up buying those books and not reading them. And I've done this for a couple of years before I made the principle that, okay, I'm just going to, if at all, head towards the shortlist, unless like one of the books is something that particularly interests me from the cover. I think over the years, I think all of us have developed that gut feeling or that instinctive way of, I don't know, connecting with a book, and that always happens with me when I walk into a bookstore. But that aside, that's just one way of elimination that I have, is that I always aim for the short list. Uh, in fact, I was talking to Arpita the other day, and uh, that's what I was telling her over the text. She was asking me, I think it was about the Booker Prize, or was a long list or something had come out, and I just told her that yeah, this is not happening. I can't read the long list. I just do not have that time, or like if I end up buying those books, I will not end up reading them. So yeah, I ended up just waiting for the short list, which is just out. So finally, I have my reading list, so I can go ahead with what to read and what not to. But I think we have Anu here as well. Anu, would you want to tell us your Meri Pehli Pehli Kitab? And we have one more person, so we'll just add her. Jaya's here. We'll just add her to the speaker board.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey Anu, really
Hey,
good.
Siddharth. Awesome. Great conversation, guys. So I think I was listening to a portion of the conversation, and I think my journey to reading actually is much similar to most of the kids in India. We started with, the Enid Blytons, the Nancy Drews, and Hardy Boys. And I remember moving over to Sydney Sheldon in the 10th grade and reading a lot of Milton Boons also, 11th, 12th. So I can't tell you which is my first book, but what I want to share is what was that moment that unlocked something that I did for pleasure versus something becoming a passion, and I got invested in it. I think the first moment was when I was doing my ninth grade, and we had this poem. We read this poem called "The Mending Wall," and and we had a great teacher who taught us that poem and the layers of it, and just the way she taught it, I think, just made me love the subject and the language. And I think that made me really want to read more and get to know the world a little bit more. And because there was an exposure to just the layers of the world through that poem. But I remember reading Ayn Rand's Fountainhead in my 12th grade, which was a huge book, a very, very philosophical book. And I don't think I understood most of what she was trying to say, but it resonated in some deep, I would, subconscious way. And I think since then, I have just, committed to just reading books that have a lot more philosophy to it, or, something new to say with some new insight. And I think that's really I would say, the first real book that changed my life and impacted me.
It's very interesting, Anu, that you mentioned The Fountainhead, because in fact, it used to be one of my favorite books while I was a teenager. And I've read it twice in my life. I read it once when I was, I think, 13 or 14. And then I read it for the again at around 21 or 22. And I had polar opposite views of the book. Like, it's a fabulous book in terms of how strongly it propagates what it's trying to stand for. And it's really well written, but I have very polarizing views on it, and I think that inevitably happens with a lot of literature we read earlier on and probably later on as well. So yeah, that's very
Yeah,
interesting that you brought up
Siddharth,
the
you make an
Fountainhead.
interesting point about that because, Gaurav, my husband also reads a lot. And, one of the things, and I haven't read The Fountainhead, or for that matter, I haven't read any book written by the author. But one of the things that, Gaurav told me was, you're now too old to read it. And I could never sort of understand it, but now that you're saying it, so I'm like, maybe perhaps there is some global sort of
Yeah.
सब एक ही तरीके से सोचते हैं वाला चीज to it. But he had told me, what, Mugdha, you're now too old to read it. You should have read it
Huh.
early on.
So
And that
Mugdha,
also, yeah, and Anu, quickly, I just wanted to make this point because फिर मैं भूल जाऊंगी. So the other thing was that Anu's comments reminded me of something else. That I wish I had read that book as my pehli kitab also. And which is the book I picked up in my late 30s after my son was born, was The Velveteen Rabbit.
Ah.
And
wow.
I had never read it, and it was everybody used to tell me that oh, you have to read Velveteen Rabbit. You haven't read Velveteen Rabbit, and I was like, what's the fuss about it? It was such a cute story, and
Yeah.
and that was one of also the first books I gave to my son. All right, I'm going to shut up now. All
No,
right.
that
I'll,
was
I'll,
such a cute story.
I'll just drop a very quick comment and then I'll let Jaya and then Bhisham speak. But The Fountainhead, I think the global experience is not that you're too young to read it. It's just objectivism as a philosophy is so idealistic and so, like, at certain points of time, just some people would find it so incorrect. But the only time where you can actually get into the book and flow with it is when you're younger, when you actually haven't explored much. So that will kind of sell you the story of what Ayn Rand is trying to do, and you will really associate with what's happening in the book and with the characters. And probably later on, you'll really see another side to it. I know. I think that's what my experience was. But again, I'm going to stop talking now. Jaya, you can speak next, and
So
followed by Bhisham.
I just wanted to add two things to this discussion, and it was largely to answer Abhishek, who I don't think is here right now. But one is, you have only paid for books and you've only spent money on books until you've read it. Once you've read it, the price no longer counts, is what I was told at a very young age. So they're only an expense until they're lying on the shelf, and once you've read it, it's priceless. The second thing is that there are so many books on this planet that if you read a few pages and you don't like it, feel free to chuck it aside and get on to the next book, because there are more than enough books that every individual should be enjoying. And you shouldn't waste time on books that are not really grabbing you at that time. It might happen later, it might not. So those are the two things that I was taught with regards to reading, and I stand by those two things to date.
Wow, Jaya, those are like two amazing pieces of advice I can probably give to any bibliophile. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Also,
Hello.
I wanted to add one thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I think Bhisham was on to speak.
Yeah,
No.
Before, and then we can have.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was just going to, like, I completely agree with what Jaya just said, because see, even if, like, one of the thinkers that has really influenced me is Nicholas Taleb, and he describes this idea of anti-library, where, like Siddharth said, that I don't want to hoard any more books now. But I think that's the whole point, that you gain from few pages of some book, then move on to another. Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to feel guilty for not completing books, but now I feel that I tend to read a lot of books at the same time, because in my head I'm trying to use that knowledge as a tool. rather than as an ornamentation. So that really keeps me, buying books, so that I just keep on building my curiosity and answering, for which I don't have to complete a book.
That's again a very, very interesting idea of an anti-library, because I've like read it a couple of times about how people work towards it, but I think both of you have just added like a whole new dimension to it. And very honestly, Bisham, my thing on not hoarding more books is just I have this huge pile already. I think about 60, 70 odd books. So I think my anti-library is quite ready.
Yeah. I think
So until
logistical has
yeah,
not been
right.
figured.
Yeah, so I think that's the major issue that comes up. But I think Nimisha or Arpita, one of you wanted to say something, and before Bisham did.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that Anu mentioned about Mending Wall, right? So मेरे को बस add करना था that Mending Wall is by Robert Frost. It's a beautiful poem, and Robert Frost writes amazingly. He writes very beautiful poems. But the only thing disappointing is that he is from San Francisco, California. मेरे को बहुत बुरा लगा था जब मुझे पता चला कि he writes such like nice, imaginative, पूरा about nature and everything. And वो San Francisco, California से I'm like, dude, आपने तो धोखा दे दिया. That is what happened. Also, I have a really small story that I would like to share.
Sure, please do.
So, bachpan, matlab, you can tell how big of a nerd I am, and I was called like very nerdy in school, and I take it as a compliment. I like it. So, मेरे बचपन का ख्वाब ये था कि जब मैं बड़ी हो जाऊं तो मेरी अपनी खुद की एक लाइब्रेरी हो. That is what I want. That is what I still want. कि एक कमरा या कुछ ऐसा होगा जिसमें सिर्फ मैं किताबें रखूंगी और वो मेरा सुकून घर होगा वो. So that is what I want. And I had friends that lived nearby my house, Lucknow mein. And they
Nimisha,
used
let life happen to you. Let work happen to you. Let bachcha happen to you. Then I will come back to you when you are later half of your 30s and ask you, do you still want that library? I think such a romantic thought. And now we are all dealing with, hey Bhagwan, कितनी सारी किताबें हैं, धूल चढ़ रही हैं, इसकी जगह ये आ सकता था. So
I
yeah.
know that. I really know that, but I really want to do that, something like that. I really want to have a library. And so I was telling कि मेरे जो friends थे जो colony में रहते थे, they used to come and they were like, can I borrow this book of yours? Can I borrow? And I was so possessive. I still am very possessive about my books. I'm like, मतलब मेरी बुक्स जो ऐसे बरसों पुरानी है, 7, 8, 10, 15 साल पुरानी है, if you take them out and see, they will look as good as new as they were back then. I keep them so safely and so nicely. I'm like, कपड़े और सामान बाहर फिका रहेगा, अलमारी के अंदर ध्यान से मेरी किताबें बंद रहेंगी. They are like my treasured items.
This reminds me of somebody on the panel, Jaya.
Yes, I know. I just unmuted my mic also before you
Yes.
attacked me. So
Jaya is my best friend, and I have to tell you that okay, Jaya, you have to go with this one.
So,
Yeah.
Nimisha, I'm actually the opposite. I don't mind my books looking all raggedy and I don't mind the dog ears and everything. But if I've read a book, I can't lend it to anybody because I had a copy of
Exactly.
Angela's Ashes and someone borrowed it from me. And it was one of those books that I fell in love with. And to date, I curse that person who has that copy. Because
they never
I
return
I'm not that
it.
person.
That's the
I am not that
thing.
person. Number one, and number two, I'm like Jaya is my like second half, and I still don't get any book. But to her credit,
No.
she will buy me the same book.
I will buy
She
you
will say,
all the copies of all the books I like.
yes,
And if
That
someone
is
tells
what
me,
we do. I'll tell you, like,
she will
me
not
and my
share her
mother.
books, but she will buy me all the books that I want from her library. She'll be like, I'll buy it for you. I'll gift it to
in
you, but you
fact,
can't take mine.
Nimisha,
My mother
I'm
does
one,
the same thing. She
I'm
like
one
reads
step
a book
ahead.
and I'm like, huh?
If you tell me that Jaya, here's a book and you have to read it, I'll tell you, do you want me to take this copy? Because you're not getting it back. Because if I read the copy, it's mine. And I don't read a book twice because I believe during my retirement is when I'm going to read all my books for the second time.
Oh,
Wow.
that is a really nice thought. My mom does this thing कि वो अगर कोई बुक लेंगी, she is also very possessive. मैं बोलूंगी मम्मा मैं ये बुक पढ़ लूं, ये मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लग रही है. She is like अपनी अलग कॉपी मंगवा लो. मैंने कहा मम्मी हम एक ही घर में हैं. तो she is like नहीं, अपनी अलग कॉपी मंगवाओ, उधर जाके पढ़ो, मैं नहीं दूंगी अपनी.
Wow.
I'm on
And
your
my
mom's side.
friends जो है ना, my friends used to come जब मैं छोटी थी, then they used to come कि they were like कि मैं ये book borrow कर लूं, मैं 2 दिन में दे दूंगा. I'm like dude, see I have spent money and these are like my babies, I'm not gonna give this to you please. And they were like कि please ना हम दे देंगे. I'm like you can go to the bookstore and buy it for yourselves.
They're all
So
liars, Nimisha. They're all
yeah.
liars.
They don't give it back, they spoil it, they scratch it, they put marks on it, and they fold the pages. I'm like I'll kill you if there is even a little scratch on my book. I'll seriously kill you all. So I used to say to them कि my house is not a library, please go and buy a book of your own. And they were like इतनी किताबें रखी library तो लग रहा है. मैंने कहा नहीं ऐसा नहीं है.
Siddharth, you started this as Meri Pehli Kitab. You're getting to know everyone's really nasty side of bookkeeping and
Yeah.
I know. I used to think that I am one of those, Hitlerish person when it comes to lending books, because I have a very stringent regime of, screening people. I always used to have this when people would come to my house or my friends would see my books and they would want to borrow one. I would have like a proper interview process. Yeah, Acha, would you do this? Would you not do this? And all of them would be like in my head very
I
smartly
do
framed.
that same thing. I
But
make
yeah,
them promise कि तुम scratch नहीं लगाओगे, तुम book मोड़ोगे नहीं, तुम कुछ नहीं करोगे. Even when I read new books ना, I don't even open them wide enough so that the spine doesn't get creased or something. मैं उनको ऐसे थोड़ा सा खोल के पढ़ती हूँ ताकि उनको जरा सा भी चोट ना लगे. मेरी वो हालत है. That's why like 15-16-year-old books of mine look as good as new.
but for that, and I think, but I get I think all bibliophiles get this, that yeah, जो तुम पहली बार कोई किताब पढ़ते हो, and whatever it is, I think there is that uh, bond you form with it, right? Holding the book in your hands and however you're reading it, I think all of us have like these books with us which we've really associated with, and we probably might have read a couple of other versions of it. Like by versions I mean different editions of it, but the first one that we read and the one we have is, I think, it just brings out so many memories, and not just like through the words you read on it, but just the way it feels on your hands and the way the paper is, things like that, or simply the way it
Yeah,
smells also.
Especially the books that are gifted, and on the first front page, there is a small message, and that really shapes how you are going to read that book, how you are going to take the characters, because in the background you'll always have that person who has gifted you.
you
Yes.
also
Yes.
always remember how you judge that person. If it was a really bad story that you didn't like, you always know who gave it to you.
Yeah, so that's whenever that happens, I stop receiving gifts from those friends.
Wow.
Also, I never lend out my favorite book, even if it is to like my closest cousin or brother. I'm like, ये मेरी favorite है, मैं ये नहीं दे सकती, मैं खरीद दूंगी same. I will not give this to you. This is my favorite. मैं बिल्कुल नहीं दे सकती ये.
Well, okay, so guys, I think we've been speaking for almost an hour now, and as much as I would want to continue this, I think it's time to wrap this up. It was so wonderful to have all of you, and talking to all of you has made me realize how, and it's funny how this happens with on every open mic when I talk to people about their different experiences with books, is that books just go beyond what we have today in any art form. I think they appeal to us on such a deep level. They have this ability to form memories which, I don't know, simply transcend time and energy and everything else. And yeah, I just start getting more in awe of bibliophiles and books in general every time I talk to all of you. So thank you so much for joining in. This was absolutely lovely. We'll be having more such conversations on Backstage, and in general, we keep having them. In fact, we were having an interview with an author right before this one started. So yeah, please keep joining on to Backstage for more such conversations, not just on the Kitabi Karwan podcast, but literally anything else. And do check us out on Instagram. We are at the rate Kitabi Karwan. We post a lot about books, and we talk a lot with different authors. We do Instagram live. We have our own podcast. If you aren't already bored of my voice, maybe you'd want to check it out. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
It was amazing. It was really good.